www.patreon.com/themodernapes. Look, for literally 4 quarters every 30 days, you get 4 bonus episodes per month. And if you want to be a real one, there's a little bit of a higher tier. We call it a follower of Gus. Find out what that means, Tristan.
Internal affairs. What it means is that it is a show that I personally host every day. Every day of my life, I host it. Every week. Is that good? Did I do it?
Sure.
Are you proud of me?
Do the thing.
$10 is all it takes to get on that level, but come on down and have a good time.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Hope your week was well. This is Friday afternoon, Friday evening. I'm your host, Daniel Bridgegate.
It's Wednesday.
Shut up. Know our schedule.
What do you mean?
Hey, I'm your host, Daniel Bridgegate. Welcome back to another episode of the Modern Apes podcast. Sitting to my right, as always, before I intro, you're ugly. You messed up my whole intro.
What do you mean?
We're live from the ever-glorious
Wits
studio. You get something right. Sitting to my right, it's the Vampire King, King Possum, Lord Meerkat. Tristan Bowling.
They did a cold brand on my chest that just says Wits, but they did it backwards and upside down so I can read it when I look down. Yeah, oh, mushy.
That's what I'm talking about.
What? I was doing something. You guys are being rude to me.
This guy's over here.
I've had a long day.
I did one thing that threw you off a loop, and you broke the fourth wall. And you're like, hey, surprise, everyone, we pre-record these. Yeah.
What? I want to be honest to the people watching. Okay, this is Wednesday,
dude. We're not Friday night. We're not Monday Night Raw. We're not live. We're Friday Night SmackDown. Recorded
Norm
on a
from
Tuesday.
Cheers died yesterday, and I will not let that go in vain. God damn it!
Oh, what's up? How you guys doing? I hope your week was going good. We're talking medical emergencies, and now I will say I did buy a singular Benadryl today from a Korean 99
so you're a
cent
prop
store
comic now?
run by Indians. What?
You're a prop comic now? We're talking about medical stuff, and you thought you'd come in.
I wish I could throw this like a fucking ninja
I know
star.
you can't throw that at any velocity to where it would hurt me.
Well, because I was getting my hair cut, and I basically get my hair cut by Biggie Smalls. He sounds the exact same. I will sneakily record him the next time.
Does he have like the same breath stylings?
Yeah, sometimes when he wheezes, I don't know what rattles more, the clippers or his fucking insides.
Yeah.
Or his insides.
He's like, I'm going in on this fade.
Well, because, all right, look, the cut's $40, and a 20% tip on $40 is $8. But they only got 20s only come out of the ATM. So I had to go to the ATM across the street, get $60. I had to buy one thing so I could only tip him $10. That's why I have a singular Benadryl that I will save when I go to your hell spawn of a fucking domicile run by 3 cats, basically.
Yeah. Felines.
A bunch of fucking birds.
Pussy.
2 cats and a bird. Anyway, we're talking medical emergencies as there's literally sirens blaring out. Someone's fucked up. Or there's a car that needs to be moved. You know the fire department goes to that too?
What?
There's just an empty car. Those boys just go to anything.
I did hear that. As soon as you call the police, the first people that come is the fire department.
And they just come hang out.
Yeah.
They show up, they go, all right, no one's dying.
There's a man robbing my house. Not a fire, I'm not a cop.
Yeah, because I've had that before where I'd, with my granny, she would like semi-fall and then my mom would get her up and then the fire department just shows up and they're like, she's back in the chair? All right, we got like an hour to just kill. Might as well.
They got to put on all that shit.
Can you guys throw on TNT? The Suns game's still on. We can catch the fourth quarter.
Just like one guy's talking like to the mom and just the other guy flicking through channels on the TV.
You said 75? It was channel 75? It's not. Fuck.
This is Dish?
They need new batteries.
Who the fuck has Dish?
Old people.
Pick her up. I'm going to push her down.
For having Dish.
You don't got the red zone, you fucking bitch?
I'd rather basic cable than Dish. Dish was like having a burner phone. If I walked in and I saw your fucking space remote with a Dish logo on it.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw this last week while we were just talking sports loosely. I sent this to you on Instagram. It was that coach watching the quarterback, like I'm assuming college level, call
John Gruden. He's
plays.
Awesome. That was one of my dreams. He has this thing called John Gruden's quarterback camp. That's what you were watching.
Oh, yeah?
Where he goes and he like
is John Gruden the older man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, John Gruden's the older guy. Super Bowl winning head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, John Gruden.
Damn it. Wait, Super Bowl, was that a previous Super Bowl or this past one with Tom Brady?
Previous Super Bowl, he was famously, he was the coach of the Raiders in like 2021 or 2, and he got fired because an email got let out where it was during, I think kind of there was still COVID-y stuff. And I think he called the commissioner a hard F word in the pussy at the same time.
I do remember that. I do remember that. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. But the clip that you sent me was him grilling a very soon-to-be rich 21-year-old.
Oh, yeah, no. It was just basically him just... But the thing is, it's so funny just sitting there because it's not even like you don't know what he's talking... Or he's like, all right, cover 7. He's like... Manhattan Beach, 1942. Let's put some cane sauce on it, dip it in a do-rag.
No, you're not.
And they're like, got it. All right.
You're not wrong. You know what? I sent that to you as being like, this is what I'm going to do to all my like daughter's boyfriends.
I'm like, what I sent back to you, I'm like, they could literally say anything after you say that, and it will completely apply because you don't know their code.
No, that makes total sense because he was really looking for like his tone and voice.
It sounds like diner orders.
Well, it is. Well, I'm just trying to get my fucking. I'm trying to get my 2 strips of bacon.
We got 2 stacks, double them up, triple fry, butter fry, put some orange juice on it, slap it, send it to your mama, and just being like, that's a game-winning play.
You really could. Well, I've been in offenses where it's like traditional shit where you're like, we're gonna go like Detroit double left Y motion, fucking 739 post at a 7-on-1. Or
see, that sounds technical.
Or you could just be like Kim Kardashian, Red
Blue
Corvette.
Mountain State was a really good show. I personally enjoyed it. Does anyone remember that hike?
Here we go. Thadland the movie was a flop and a blemish on the entire series. On to here we go.
I'm personally not a fan of the How I Met Your Mother reboot.
Hilary Duff tanked what was a once golden franchise.
Neil Patrick Harris couldn't even save it. On 3.
Hot on.
Neil Patrick Harris. How to Train Your Dragon real life version looks all right. Go.
I did have this has nothing to do with medical emergencies. I'll hop into that in 2 seconds. I was talking to Taylor last night. I have a problem.
You guys talk still?
Yeah, we talk. We chat.
Through the closed door in the bedroom. Like, hey.
No, it's me.
Do you pass a note under the door?
It's me playing video games on the foot of our bed, but it's on a high bed frame, so my tootsies don't hit the ground. So
I hate that.
Yeah, so she's in her bed.
When you get up, you get pins and needles in your feet, don't you?
Yeah, and she's in bed looking at like medical charts, and I'm mad that my guy's academically ineligible in NCAA.
Yeah. Explain why my feet get tingly when I jump off this.
Well, it's either the sugar foot or you need to get your fat ass up.
Shugs.
That takes out a good percent of pros.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking medical fucking emergencies. I was talking to Taylor about reboots versus...
Oh, this is why. Because she's more of a... Did she help you out with any of this medical stuff?
No.
Okay.
She was just excited that we were doing it. And then when I told her what it was, she's like, oh, all right. I was like, that's why you're not fun. It'll never get to be on.
You want us to do the polio vaccine, you fucking nerd?
All right. So have you ever had... I know the answer to this. Have you ever had a medical emergency?
Yeah, I broke my arm.
That's lowball.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I've had a mental emergency. If that's what you're...
That's a medical emergency.
No.
This guy's tried to commit full suicide. I go,
yeah.
Hey, have you ever had a medical emergency? He goes, I bent my thumb back once. Who the fuck?
The car was fine, but the guy behind the wheel was a little messy. But I'm saying like a medical emergency, that's like me breaking... I broke the fuck out of my arm in 4th grade.
Skateboarding?
No. I was on the top of like, do you know how they used to make like in Arizona they would make the fucking like playgrounds out of just like loose metal,
yes,
and shit like that?
No, you broke it.
No, so
Who breaks their shit on a playground?
I was on the 3rd, like it went up 1 story and then up another story, and I was on top of like the slide part, and one of my friends was walking to recess, and I was like holding my arm back, like both on the back, and I waved at him, and then my arm slipped. And I fell all the way to the bottom and like compound fractured my arm. Yeah, dude. I remember.
This guy's a jackass.
Dude. I was in like 2nd grade.
You should have been made of rubber. Who breaks their arm at that age?
Because I went down on the ground and I did like arm out, and I just like that just all my body weight.
How high did you fall from?
How fall did I high from?
I'll whip something. How high did you fall from?
I would say at least like 20 feet.
What?
Yeah. Because like, no, the way it was like a full like stair set into like, I was above the swings probably about 5 feet. Like the top of the swing set.
So you fell off a story? You just fell from
I basically fell from the top of a house onto wood chips because they were like, well, we can't put sand. Well, let's just put loose wood chips in the what's it called, the playground area. So I was like picking wood chips out of my teeth with a broken arm going to the nurse's office.
Dude,
and I was a little pussy back then. I would go up there all the time.
Back then.
I've changed. To be fair, I just didn't want to be in class.
Yeah, you're in your tough guy era. Right?
No, I didn't want to be in class. So I'd be like, my belly hurt. And they'd be like, go to the nurse. And I would just take a nap.
You were that kid? Oh, my God.
Mrs. Vito ruled. I loved Mrs. Vito.
No,
she was a nice lady.
Up on you.
No, she was a nice lady. She's like, what you in here for, Tristan? I'm like, hanging out.
Bro, to just let a 10-year-old leave, first of all, Miss Vito should be fucking fired. That bitch sucks and doesn't. You can't just precious a kid in real life. You can't just Michael Lord. She Biggie Smalls you. Those teachers don't really exist.
Yeah.
The ones that are like, my teacher never thought I would be. It wouldn't be nothing.
No, I had several teachers that thought I would never be nothing. And so far, they're correct.
Oh, my God. You got the energy of a guy who's been called...
Well, it wasn't that. It was that my sister was 2 grades above me and way smarter than me. And so she set, like, a good precedent where she was a quiet, like...
You probably got called this one behind closed doors. Your parents were like, Dallas had a good day. She did this. This one
like,
it fell got off a fucking staircase.
It got to the point in 5th grade where, like, teachers would be like, oh, my God, I had Dallas 2 years ago. I loved her. I'm like, yo, we're not the same person. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm hiding snacks in my desk pretty reliably. And I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'm going to eat snacks and then just hang out. I'll do a lap around the school.
Oh, my God.
Just walk around.
You were that kid? Did you get written up a decent amount?
Yeah, but like, I mean, at the same time, I didn't really give a shit.
Because I was an ISS kid for a while. I did my time.
I mean, like, I think I did in-school suspension maybe like twice. I think one of the reasons why was because we got this
You ever
kid.
get properly suspended?
No, I've never been properly suspended.
Or they just tell you to fuck off for a week? They're like,
well, the thing is, we did stuff that was like a suspendable offense, but they never found out it was us.
You got a lesser sentence.
No, I didn't get any sentence. I got away with it.
I don't think it's ISS.
They had to repaint one of the walls in the school because we would, in my high school, because we would take the cheese pizza. Like, someone would go to the bathroom and we'd take the cheese off their pizza. And, like, we'd be sitting outside and then we would slap it as high as we could on the wall. And it would just stick there. And then the custodians would leave it there because they don't want to deal with it right then. But it would bake onto the wall. And they would take it off and just reveal, like, raw concrete.
I live by this principle. A 17-year-old boy needs to be scared of some 45-year-old male. Preferably his father. In your case, that's not it, clearly.
No,
you need, like, a head coach,
I was scared.
Sensei, a master, something.
I was scared of many older men. They were at the open mics I was going to later on that night. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk to that guy. That guy's a nightmare.
Scissor kicked in the head. All right. Anyway, Jesus fuck, dude.
No,
and then you went home after all that and got told you were a special boy. Here lies
No,
the
I wasn't.
problem.
No, I wasn't. I was not thought I was a special boy.
Tristan, you're such a special boy.
No, they said, you keeping your head above water?
You know what you went home? After all that, your dad was like, were you at least the highest on the wall? And that's some shit he would have really, after all the dust had settled, did you get the cheese the highest?
My dad got mad at us because we stole something from a rival high school.
Okay, that's different. That's stealing. That's not throwing pizza on the wall.
It was like their kinder care, like this way for this direction, this way for that direction. I just put it in the back of my car and we drove around with it for like 3 months.
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Verado.
That's a
fucking rich dickhead.
And then you didn't even put it anywhere. That's like shooting a guy and then just putting the gun on your fucking sill and just driving around with it. What are you doing?
No, I mean, it was in the trunk, so you couldn't really find it.
Okay, or driving around with a dead body in the trunk for fucking 3 weeks.
Well, signs smell less, so it
started moving when we were in a drive-through.
Less of a giveaway. We stole a bunch of shit.
All right, Jesus Christ.
Shopping
how
cart?
long are we in right now, just so I know?
14.
All right, that's good.
No,
that's how you
also, quick on the compound fracture, dude. When I got to the nurse's office, because I've done so many like Billy Goat's Gruff where I just want to like sleep in there.
I hope she
was
you
like,
sit in it.
No, she was like, Tristan, are you okay? And she's like, Tristan, what's wrong? And I'm like, I think I broke my arm, and I had like all these wood chips in my like hair, and she's like, let me see, did you break it? And I was holding my arm like this, and I went like that. My arm just went whop.
Oh, did you break both of the bones?
Yeah, compound fracture. I broke both bones. And so I just went like that. My arm just went, yup. And she's like, yeah, honey, you broke your arm. You need to sit down. And like, I was just still in shock. So they're like, you took that. I remember I like came back 3 weeks later. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I was sorry. And they're like, no, you were cool. You're so weirdly okay. And like, they're asking me, they're like, what's your favorite Cheetos? I'm like, I like Flamin' Hot. I'm like, is the ambulance coming? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, wow.
So is it Was it a little bit weaker? On top of your remarkably already frail build, do you have like a lucky fin at the same time?
No. That being said, I don't use my left hand for much, and I do get like pains in my wrist sometimes just from skating. But like I think that I was told that bones grow back stronger once they're broken.
That's a lie. I don't know who you heard that from. We're not Iron Men, you fuck nigga. That's
I mean like crazy. They mingle and they're like no.
Then why would they not why would they not throw babies against walls at birth to make them just fucking superhumans?
Well, think about it. If you got a fence and the fence breaks and then you like put metal around the fence.
That's at the end of your bar mitzvah. You just get kneecapped for your health.
Yeah.
These will come back way better, we promise.
Yeah, you're a man now. Get him in the pit.
Use the crowbar.
He's the center of the pit. They like take you while you're on the chair and just throw you in a mosh pit and just start beating the shit out of you.
That's great. All right, here we go. So we're doing medical emergencies. I took obviously I've had my own medical emergencies, done a couple of hospital stints myself. I picked the
What was the longest amount of time you were ever in the hospital? Like multiple days, multiple nights?
Well, I left some nigga inside my throat once. I got my tonsils taken out. I was gonna get to the.
I was about to say, I'm like,
he goes,
I'm like, Daniel, fellatio has nothing to do with this.
Nah, Mr. Peterman. Shout out, dude got in there. He had soft hands. He did
he treated you right.
He did my tonsils. That was weird.
Did he let you pick out anything from the toy box afterwards?
No, he just
put a hand on your lower back and just being like, anything you want.
No, he just said
it's on me.
He said I just had to throw the ball to his son, and that my mom.
I got a Nintendo Switch in the back of my car. Want to throw a ball to my son and then throw your balls onto my face?
Nah, he wasn't into kids. That procedure was already bought and paid for because my mom was single. Anyway,
yeah,
I got my tonsils taken out. That was fun. I lost a bunch of weight. Kids were making.
So it was like the scene in Forrest Gump where you're just sitting
your
on a
mama really
log.
loves you, boy.
Hey, your mom really loves your tonsil, boy, and you're just like, Actually, for your mom, it'd be like, oh my god, that feels so fucking good. I don't know why. I expect your mom is some Boston trash. Just some Boston trash. Oh my god.
No, it's like Phoenix.
This is better than the black cock that made my son.
Oh my god, my son's gonna throw to your fucking son so much.
So hard.
That's really what it was. He just wanted me to throw the ball to his son. I had one guy.
Oh, they were both. You had his kid was in the same football.
His son played tight end.
Wow, you were a loose one at the end of the fucking
tight mouth. I didn't say nothing.
Loose throat.
Yeah. Anyway, so I picked one of the biggest stories in medical malpractices of all time. I was gonna go a couple ways. The original Jeff from the Wiggles overdosed on benzos. I was gonna do that.
Didn't know. Was that his? I watched a whole thing about the Wiggles recently, and I thought it was because he had like some like sort of heart disease.
No, Jeff died off benzos.
I don't think. Do you know what? I watched a whole I was washing dishes at work and watched a whole thing about the Wiggles, and he came back for a little while. Is he dead now?
The original Jeff?
Wait, are we talking about Red? Yeah, Jeff from the Wiggles. Is he dead?
Damn, I was making all that.
He's super alive.
He probably owns like businesses, has grandkids.
He's a millionaire. He's in the fucking Wiggles.
That's the original Jeff.
You ever heard of fucking Big Red Car, bitch? He's rolling in it.
Yeah,
pull up on your block in the Big Red Car.
Fruit salad, nigga. It's called royalty checks.
Yeah, pull up on a block with the Big Red Car, shooting ups near and far.
Wags the dog, smoking a joint. Saying, woof.
Octopus has like 9 guns.
Yeah, breaking news. Jeff did not die off of benzos or any other opioids.
First off, Jeff fat.
Well, it's in his homeland. That's probably not funny.
It's Australia.
Okay, but okay.
What do you mean his homeland? You think he was?
You know what?
You think he was from parts unknown?
But you know what I mean?
He's in the Wiggles.
No, you're right. He's from the Asian.
You think they found the natural Wiggle tribe somewhere out there in the Brazilian rainforest, and they're like, "We love your songs."
Yeah, they just hear loosely a bunch of niggas in fucking skirts humming fruit salad.
Yeah, you just hear like,
crikey, we can do something with
fruit
this.
salad.
No, I'm saying wherever Jeff's lineage tracks from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not from the fucking Asian corner of Australia.
Chinese parents.
Yeah,
are you happy?
Jesus Christ. All right, anyway, I'm doing fucking Michael Jackson. Jesus Christ. Were you a King of Pop fan?
Described him as a Bush kid. Sorry.
Yeah. Jeff, the Korean Australian Bush kid.
I mean, he's also in the Wiggles. The guy wears a lot of hats.
And a lot of those weirdly folded cowboy hats like they like to wear in Australia.
And also a lot of hats in one.
I never understood that. The Kenny Chesney style fruit roll-up cowboy hat. You know what I'm talking about, where it's like the sides are just like curled up like Wendy.
Yeah, just enough to get your ears like in the shade.
That's no good.
It's fun.
Fucking dusty.
Yeah.
I want a dusty hat. Anyway,
I want one.
Yeah, Michael Jackson. What was your idea of the king of pop? Pre all the diddling allegations.
I never really. My mom was never like, all right, we're gonna sit down. We got MJ blaring. Like it was more.
Mom wasn't a Michael fan.
No, she was more of a yacht rock fan.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What? My mom and dad met in Florida. Is that a surprise to anybody?
It's like the biggest artist of all time.
They met on the dude. After my parents got married, they went to Hooters.
Family full.
Literally, the night my parents got married, they went to Hooters because my mom was drunk and wanted fried pickles. I'm not wrong for judging. That's gas? Is that what you're going to say? That's gas?
No, he's not laughing because that's awesome.
Shannon Bowling's rules, dude. She got fucking hammered at her own wedding. She made her own dress. Normal. She made her own dress.
That's abnormal.
Yeah.
My mom got married in jeans. Whatever.
Your mom got married? Oh, and I'm the asshole.
They got married in jeans on my Uncle Stink's back porch in Regina, New Mexico. Shut up.
That sucks, dude. That sucks.
And my brother that they had out of wedlock was about 3 months old, and my mom was still shedding some of the baby weight, and my brother was in a little cowboy hat. It was the cutest thing ever.
Wait, you saw this?
I was there. I was 7.
I thought this was pre-birth.
No.
Your mom's garbage.
No, it was my white stepdad.
What the fuck do you mean?
We're in New Mexico. You think I'm in the black corner of New Mexico?
No, I thought they had you already and they'd been an established family for a while.
Oh, I'm talking about my dad. You're talking about Johnny. I don't talk that.
Yeah.
Do you mean my bio? That's the trashiest thing.
I thought you would be in the tiny cowboy hat 3 months old.
If your mom refers to your dad as your biological sperm donor, she sucked dick in a chain restaurant, and it just is what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
whether it's been a Benihana's or a Margaritaville or a Macayo,
she's fucking got under the booth, dude.
Yeah, your mom's done fellatio where they've had a 2 for $3 special.
She FaceTimes his phone and used it like a fucking like she's in a submarine. Just boom, boom.
New dick off the port.
Got something on the radar. Do you think they'll notice that we brought our own tablecloth to this Chili's?
Dude, that is my reality. One day, no matter whatever empire I try and create for my life, there'll always be the reality that my mom was fucking her boss inside of a Macayo's. Anyway.
God.
June 25th, 2000.
What a good bird. What a good bird. The chips are fantastic at Macayo's, I will say that.
They're properly salted.
They're properly salted, made in house. Right. Even if they're not, they're tricking me. Salsa at the table.
June 25th, 09, right?
I thought you were going to do Donda.
No.
Kanye's mom?
She died from a tit job. I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
It was a blood clot from a bad tit job.
That's so
which
fucking
is such
scary.
a shitty way.
Imagine you just want some fucking fat hangers on your chest and then you don't wake up.
They obviously do what are you in fors in heavens. They run your paperwork and someone's like,
she didn't
colon
even
cancer.
know. She didn't even know.
No, you just die.
Yeah, she was just being like, all right, I'm waking up with new tits. Flash forward pearly gates.
Yeah, how'd you die? My tits were banging.
Okay, this is a real question. Were her tits done to her liking while she went to heaven?
I don't know, but they were.
Did she wake up in heaven with the tit job done?
Yeah, they were to die for. You clearly get to take the tits with.
Yeah, that's a bad slogan. You got to take that billboard down.
Tits so good, they're to die for.
Tits so good, it made Kanye a Nazi.
Some doctor with a receding ponytail.
Yeah.
All right. 2009. This affected my mom. Like, she cried. I remember she was driving me to school. We listened to 104.7.
That makes sense. I'm like, why was your mom into Michael? Then I looked at you and I'm like, yeah,
she's 6 years older than me.
No, I mean, she's into Michael.
Yeah, my mom was like properly of the age where like, if she saw Michael Jackson in person, she would have shaken and cried and orgasmed probably all at the same time.
That's how my grandma was.
With Elvis?
Yeah.
My grandma too.
Yeah.
Dude, you had to do something. You want to talk about how comedy was easier? Bro, that nigga put on ill-fitting pants and wiggled his hips and girls slid off seats. Just like ladies named Sylvia and Dolores just slid off of a seat watching this guy go, oh.
My pussy's so wet and my name is Eugene.
That's great. Yeah,
dude, imagine how many white guys got just like contact dick for like contact pussy from him just revving them up. And also, how many gay guys were into Elvis? No one's thought about that. Well, the amount of dudes who are sharing a bunk in the Navy looking at Elvis photos being like, hot dog.
You think there's fall-off emotions from going to... Did you get fall-off pussy from Charlie XCX? No.
Maybe.
Ugh.
I don't know.
Ew.
I think we were both too tired at the end of the night.
That's weird energy to get pussy after a Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
Concert. All right, here. Do you know who Dr. Conrad Murray is?
I'm just sorry. I'm just imagining through like grunted teeth, whispering to someone while you're having, are you fucking brat? 365 independent. You can't go to the concert and not know one song.
You know a lot of girl lore. You know too much. You're a zesty amount of girl lore.
No, I went to one concert. If you fucking went to that concert and you're like, what does brat mean? And you didn't know by the end of the night, you weren't listening.
First of all, I'd never go anywhere where they're talking about
You
brats.
would. You're a fucking brat, dude.
No.
Yeah, you are.
Nah, dude, my girl was raised by her ancient fucking parents. She wants to go
I'm
see,
not
like,
talking about your girl. I'm talking about
Frank
you.
Frank Sinatra reenactors. She wants to go to like a jazz cafe where they Dude, the range of my wife is crazy. She has tantric sex freak off bucket lists and then also wants to go to Frank Sinatra.
You could bookend a weekend with having just like weird nonstop sex in the middle of upstate New York with some guy whose dreads smell crazy. And then on the other end, you're just being like, what? We're in a filled piano bar.
I'd be like, can we compromise in the middle? And go
listening to Duke Ellington's greatest hits.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Can we compromise in the middle, go to a Russian bathhouse, and I'll play fucking Frank off my JBL? I'm not doing all this weird I'm going to go. She wants me to pay for a $50 steak to go watch some guy named Frank, whose parents trashily probably named him after Frank Sinatra. Go sing.
Are they Italian?
No, man.
Correct. Yeah. Sorry, that was a trick question. Of course they're Italian.
Yeah, it's you have like 4 names. You want to talk about Middle Eastern people naming their kids Muhammad? You have 4 names if you're Italian.
Dude, Frank is the Italian Muhammad.
Yeah, it's Frank. This is Frank. That's Frankie, and this is Frank Senior.
Yeah, you got
3 generations of Frank.
You got to put a martini down and like lay a blanket and pray to it. Like,
I told you I did the joke
every 5 p.m.
when I went to Peter Luger's. That was the name, because those guys make good money. It's like an old school steakhouse. It was an old OG guy named Frank, and he talked like this, and they sang happy birthday to someone else, and he just went and got like 2 other guys, probably also named Frank, and they all just sang happy birthday to you.
Yeah, you ever see Frank cubed before?
One Frank's like way tinier and sings the high
notes. Put on
notes.
these red and blue glasses. You got 3 dimensions of Frank coming right at you.
Frank Cube opened up for the Blue Man Group about 2-3 years ago. You wouldn't have believed it.
I ate some of the paint.
Anyway, try the meatballs. I cooked them in the bed. Frank, the second Frank cooked
I
the
added
meatballs.
some of the blue goop to my mom's gravy. Fantastic.
Her name is Frankie. She's a woman.
I'm really Ashkenazi Jewish.
Speaking of not Frank, wow, I'm getting an image on this guy. Tell me Conrad Murray, can I get an image on him? Doesn't look like he could father Tiger Woods. Look at the kind of the mugshot second to the right. Yeah.
Did he father Tiger Woods?
No, but he looks like
that's
he
him
could
sweating after fucking.
This is a nigga who knows he's cooked, but it hasn't become official yet. And he's sweating out the ass. All right, here we go. So.
Wait. Can we go back to the photos? Is his book called, This Is It?
His book is called This Is It.
Oh, I thought he said, honestly, you can't see the is in this. It's blended in when I thought it just said, this it.
To be fair, it's written in black auntie capitalization where it's like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. I am done.
This is it. The last pan you'll ever need.
That's what his hairline's saying. This is it. Hey, once your hairline kind of looks like when you're staring out to sea and you can't tell where the fucking horizon ends.
Motherfucker,
Let it go.
My hairline, copper top.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Conrad Robert Murray. He's born in 1953. Is a Grenadian American. Yeah, I was right. Grenadian American, former cardiologist and convicted felon. He was a personal physician of the one and only Michael Jackson.
Wait, he was a felon before the Michael Jackson stuff?
No, he got convicted of...
Some people turn their lives around.
No, you can't become a doctor. There's only so far you can turn it.
Dude, I was thinking about that. We were watching this really good cop show, Body Cam on Max. Watch it. And, like, it's so crazy that, like, someone's life is just being like, I was such a piece of shit when I was younger. The fact that I'm just coasting at 60 in, like, the speed limit people are commending me.
Yeah.
It's like, that's crazy that someone's career path. It's like, no, I was a murderer rapist, but for $10.99, you can see how you get jacked like me. You know? It's insane.
You have about 3 options once you commit a felony.
Motivational speaker, jelly roll.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Or you work at a GameStop. Anyway, this is a little bit of early life. Conrad Murray, he's born in 1953, was raised by his maternal grandparents. Already a bad start. So mom and dad aren't in the picture, who were farmers in Grenada. He later joined his mother, Milta, in Trinidad and Tobago.
Tobago.
It's all the same.
It's like tomato, yeah.
When he was 7 years old. He is black and grew up poor in the Port of Spain, the capital of Trinidad. He did not meet his father, Raul. R-A-W-L-E.
R-A-W-L-E. Rule.
Yeah, it's Raul Andrews Sr. I'm going to call him Andy, yeah. As a physician who died in 2001. So let me tell you a little bit about his career. Murray worked at the Sharp Memorial Hospital in San Diego as an associate director of its cardiology physician and training program, which is basically all you really need to know for this. Let me go over to the death of MJ, all right? This is 2009. My mom is freshly married. She's about 4 or 5 years in.
He's fucking rehearsing for his new tour.
This Is It tour.
Yeah.
It's going to be big. On June 25th, 2009.
Oh, my God. That's why he named his book that?
Yeah.
You're fucking kidding. The audacity.
Yeah, it's called high stepping on someone's grave.
Oh, my God. This guy should be murdered. This is worse than If I Did It.
It is great. No, it's great.
Oh my Christ!
He named it after.
This guy should be legally charged with public execution.
But see, this is it. His is this is it.
This is it.
The Conrad Murray story.
Oh my God, dude! Someone put this guy under a fucking bus.
Yeah. So he was his personal physician. And he said that he found Jackson in his bedroom, North Hollywood, Carrollwood Drive. Let me scroll down a little bit. On August 28th, 2009, the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner Coroner concluded that Jackson's death was a homicide. Which, I mean,
yeah, kind of.
No, but listen to this, because this is nuts. So Jackson had been administered propofol, an anti-anxiety benzo. And midazolam. Hey, when all these eggheads get around to name this shit, can't they just call it like sleep pill number 7? Like,
no, it's like them using the individual kind of first part is mida. And then the other part is
no, they Latin
colifellazine.
root it like assholes and shit.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, hey, if Apple's found a way to make the next update not benzoxenacam, fucking you can too. I'm tired of this nonsense.
I don't want iOS 10 of a pill.
Yeah, I also don't want them to be like, hey, we're putting the new magenta cell in your body. I'd be like, I don't like that. Name it. Say something nice.
Yeah. That's why they make it an extremely elaborate, crazy name. So they're just like, well, that sounds medical.
Yeah, benzodiamethol does sound like it's doing something.
Yeah, but when you short it to benzos, you're
yeah.
Like, oh, okay, I know what's going on.
Yeah, I know something's happening.
Benzodiamethol? Oh, taken by only gentlemen.
That sounds like a couple niggas put some thought into that.
Meanwhile, there's some guy pressing pills in Brooklyn with the same ingredients.
A Superman logo on
Yeah.
So at the time of his death, Jackson had been preparing for a series of comeback concerts. This Is It, due to begin in July 2009 in London. Following his death, there were unprecedented surges of internet traffic and a spike in sales in his music. Almost like someone would benefit from him dying. I wonder how much of his masters he owned.
I wonder. He owned all of them. He bought the Beatles catalog.
But at the time, did he own his?
Yeah.
He owned all his masters?
Yeah, he owned all of his music. He took it back from Sony, and that was a huge deal. So what I'm saying is Sony hired this guy to fucking put a whack on him.
In 2010, Sony Music Entertainment signed a $250 million deal with Jackson's estate to retain distribution rights to his recordings until 2017, to release 7 posthumous. This nigga's dead, and they're releasing music. What do you want?
No, they did that a bunch with X, and that pissed me off.
Yeah, but I'm saying, okay, so he did own his shit.
They would just fucking post voicemails, and it's been featuring XXX 10,000. No, just be like, please remember to pick up butter from the store. Thank you so much, man. Have a good night. And just be like, wow.
You can tell that. It'd be like if they you died and then just looked in your joke notebook over shit that you knew was never going to work, and they were like, we could sell this. We can make this work.
I got a pretty good hot dog rant in there right now.
I don't know where this guy was going about fucking...
I got a pretty good hot dog rant. I've been frustrated recently. This past week, I've been very frustrated.
Being serious?
Yes.
Oh, I don't... You opened with hot dog rant. I didn't know where to go with
I have
that.
a hot dog rant. Whole thing.
Did it actually happen?
It did actually happen.
Well, that's good. Maybe more on that next week. Let's go.
I've been very frustrated recently.
What happened?
No, it's not applicable to this. No, so basically, I mean, like, I was at the stand on Saturday, and I was leaving. I was walking with Bonnie to go to the dispensary, because she's like, I don't know what I want, but if I explain it to you, then you can just tell them what I want. I'm like, okay. So I got there. I'm like, she's like, I got it. So, and then just completely fumbled the bag. And I'm like, what she wants a disposable. It's a whole thing. But she's old. She's an old woman. I think she's 75 years old. I think Bonnie McFarlane is close to, I think Rich Voss is 135 years old, and Bonnie is about, I'd say between 75 and 83 years old.
To be fair, ordering weed is new. That's like, especially in New York, that's like 3 years old maybe, to be able to walk up and have just everything.
I know, back in her day, she would have to go to the sharecroppers down on the corner store.
Well, I'm saying not even.
Don't bring up her age.
What a piece.
Damn, was I close? No, she's not 73. No, you're right. She's 187 years old.
Ripe age of 52.
No, but...
she needs a new dark chew in her life.
You're going to take Rich Voss? He'll drown you in his saliva.
He would thank me. I'll take her out every Tuesday. You go play golf.
Yeah. Yeah, you're trying to bide my spot? I need writing gigs. All right? No, but I was walking out with her, and I was like, I stopped by the comics table, and I mentioned briefly, I was like, oh, like, they're like, how's your day? I'm like, oh, really good. I actually went to this hot dog spot. If you guys ever like the type of stuff, it's called Criff Dogs. It's over by Astor Place. Fantastic fucking hot dog. And I'm like, plus like a Miller Lite, like 2 hot dogs and Miller Lite, $12. It's great.
This is the same place you told me about. Wow, it shows me a little respect you have. You know how he sold this to me? He goes, they play country music, dumbass. You can get a Bud Light and a hot dog.
But I was talking to people. I knew what you wanted. I knew what you wanted out of there.
I was in.
I said, you can get a Modelo and a hot dog.
I was like, where is this place at?
Yeah, it's 2 blocks the other way. We can go right now.
We can leave right now.
We can leave right now. No, so I just said that. And I'm like, oh, Criff Dog, it's really good. If you guys ever want to go there, it's fucking great. And then everyone looked at me like I just said, I just killed a guy. I killed an Ada man outside of the establishment. It is weird to
recommend a hot dog place.
What the fuck do you mean? See,
weird.
This is my entire rant. This is my entire rant.
Why do you not think that's weird?
No, because this fucking, it's fantastic.
No, it doesn't matter how fucking artisanal it is, Ian. I look at you trying to do justice.
It's good.
I don't care where you put the fucking cream cheese. It's a goddamn hot dog.
No,
right?
It's fantastic. No, I want you to turn around, honestly, look in the mirror.
Look, the thing that you like, they put on a stick.
Can you do something for me?
Gordon Ramsay.
And they make their own corn dogs in-house. Why don't you do something for me?
Where else would they make them? Someone else's house? The fucking corn dog.
So many other places buy corn dogs out of fucking kitchen. They buy them and they cook them there. This is fucking farm-to-table corn dogs. What I'm telling you is this, is that if you think I'm wrong, you can look in the mirror, pull out your cock, and go fuck yourself. Because I am correct in this assessment. Honestly, the hot dog slander that has been going around for the past couple of years. Wait, give me my camera. I need my camera. I need to look right down the barrel of this fucking camera. And this one, I need this on fucking tape. I'm posting this on Instagram soon. But the hot dog slander that has been going around all around New York. Guess what? Hot dogs minimum, the worst hot dog is a 6 out of 10. What other food can you get that is minimum at least better? The worst way to
beans.
cook it. No, you can't. I've gotten the worst pizza of my life here. And it
only gets any 99-cent pizza stand is only a 6 out of 10. It never gets worse.
4. It goes worse.
You could have ketchup on bread. 6 out of 10.
You're out of your mind. You're trash. What I'm saying is that even in a dirty, you can cook it in a fucking puddle as long as it's hot enough, and then it's still at minimum 6 out of 10, dog. And plus,
because it's trash food.
Yeah. But guess what?
You know what else is always a 6 out of 10? Anything on a spinning fucking heat tray at a Circle K. It's always a 6 out of 10.
And it's good.
Yeah, but you wouldn't recommend a taquito to someone.
I have.
You wouldn't be like, hey, by the way, if you're ever getting gas at a Conoco, they have these great cheddar jalapeno.
It's a good thing to know.
You're a garbage dumb
How many times? No, Daniel, let me put you in a situation that you've been in plenty of fucking times. You're driving home in Arizona, you stop to go get gas, and you go in.
What is the Bud Light intake?
You're 3 Bud Lights in, and you're grabbing a tall boy for the car.
No, I'm not getting a taquito.
You've looked.
Yeah, peruse.
You've looked.
Yeah.
And if you had a solid bill of health, unlike Mr. Michael Jackson, a solid bill of health
it's like a dime.
proving to you that you're just like, oh, Tristan told me those like steak and queso taquitos are fucking fire, you would get one. Because you want to try it. And guess what? They are. They are.
So the point of this is you told people to get hot dogs and they looked at you funny?
No. It brought the conversation to an utter standstill.
You're a fucking weirdo.
No, it wasn't that. I felt it was honestly like literally the next topic of conversation was Sienna asking everyone what SSRIs they're on. And I'm like, oh, wait, so we're talking antidepressants
That's
now?
more normal.
I wanted to make you kill yourself based off of my hot dog recommendation? It's a fucking great establishment.
Do you know what you sound like?
$4.5 $4.5 Miller
You sound
Lite.
like a kid with Asperger's. Really, really trying to fit into a room, like thinking for like 5 minutes, being like,
they
oh my
don't
God,
understand how good Bionicles are.
Yeah,
they don't understand.
And you walked up, and the first thing you said, you go, I know where good artisanal hot dogs are.
Don't ask me about my day next time. Just don't ask, because I'm going to give you a great recommendation for a spot that I went to on my birthday.
Tristan, how was your day today? Well, I kept missing the ice cream man. I chased him for like 3 whole neighborhoods, but he just wouldn't give me my Powerpuff Girls ice cream pop that I wanted.
There's a Twisted Treat every 4 blocks. You're insane. You're insane. It's hard to find a really good hot dog outside of the Nathan Finest.
It's so funny to watch you defend shit that's blatantly wrong.
It's not blatantly wrong. You're wrong for thinking it's wrong. If I would take you to the spot, you would actively try to be a bummer to try to make me like, man, this is all right. But in your heart, you know it's better.
I'd walk in, I'd be like, 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
And then you would have a great fucking two dogs, any dogs, variety. They got a whole smorgasbord of variety dogs, and you can build your own if you're a fucking lazy piece of shit and you want to make like, so, oh, I only want blah, 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 blah. Guess what? You can do it. It's a good time. 2 dogs and a Miller High Life, $12 every day. Every day.
Tristan's blowing the guy from this hot dog place. What did you fucking...
I went there on my birthday, and I really enjoyed it. I took Andrew and Aldo there, and they really enjoyed it. And then I told other people about my day, and they
took a fat guy and a guy who can load 1 hot dog in his bottom jaw like a Pez dispenser to a...
He did Pelican the first dog. He consumed the first dog. I was halfway through mine, and I'm just like, you're hungry. And he's like, oh, bro, I was starving.
Now his bite force is higher.
And then we waited for Andrew to get there, and this is a fun play by Aldo. He went up there with him, and he's like, yo, get a dog for Tristan. He wants another one for his birthday. And he's like, okay. And he gets a dog for him, and he sits down. He's like, I lied. This is for me.
What a fucking scumbag move.
Yeah, but it was very funny.
All right, how much time do we have? Because I'll wrap up Mike in a fun way.
We got like 15 minutes. Oh, shit, I have a whole guy to do.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, hey, look, Michael Jackson died. Here's the quick summary. All you need to know. He died of an overdose on propofol. Several offices of doctors who were believed to have treated Jackson were searched. Based on the autopsy and toxicology findings, the cause of Jackson's death was determined to be acute propofol intoxication with a contributory benzo effect, and the manner of death to be homicide. Eventually, so that focus of the investigation shifted towards Murray, this rat bastard. First of all, he was never on. There was no paperwork signed. There was never any paperwork
for him to get like his medication.
For him to be, Michael wanted him to get paid $150,000 a month to be his personal doctor. Now,
yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't even make sense to me, to just have a nigga on retainer like a lawyer to give you drugs. That's crazy. But that's what he wanted. There was really never any paperwork, which is also why it's weird that this nigga is giving him medicine. So he admitted to administering 25 mgs of propofol intravenously. I think that means through his urethra.
Through your veins, dude. Intravenous veins? Anything? Hot dogs.
I thought he pulled it intravenous. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, no.
Murray said he worried that Jackson had become dependent on the drug to get to sleep and was trying to wean him off of it. Though any FDA-approved drug can be used off-label in a reasonable manner that is medically appropriate for their patient, the indicated use of propofol for anesthesia is for anesthesia, not as a sleep aid. So he's giving him like heavy shit. And therefore properly given in a hospital or a clinical setting with close monitoring. February 2011, Murray was formally charged with involuntary manslaughter. On September 27, 2011, Murray went to trial in Los Angeles and was convicted of involuntary manslaughter. His bail was revoked and he was remanded of custody. Pending his November 29th sentencing date, He received a maximum penalty of 4 years. He also had to pay out. He had a bunch of baby mamas. Had to pay out like 4 different baby mamas. And then he wrote.
Yeah, dude. The guy giving drugs to Michael Jackson is definitely slinging dick.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you bring up in a bar. Are you out of your mind?
Bro, guess who I literally
you turn on Man in the Mirror and just be like, you want to meet him?
Yeah. Guess who I literally just rocked with all night?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
MJ. One photo of them just kind of chilling out casually, and they'll be like, oh my God. Like, that's instantly.
Yeah, he's taking like old school, like digital picture, like where you have to flip it back, selfies with him. I was all drugged up asleep. Anyway, long story short, this nigga killed Michael Jackson, only did 4 years, and then wrote a book literally kicking dirt on this man's grave called This Is It.
Dude, named after the tour he killed him during.
It'd be like if Barack's memoir was Osama bin Who now, and he just did, just did copies all over.
If Charles Manson named his book after the next Cheryl Tate movie, yeah, that'd be fucking insane. So let me tell you about a little man that I discovered recently that is pretty fucking cool. His name is Robert Bush. Robert Eugene Bush. Bush was born in Tacoma, Washington to Carl and Estelle Bush. Like we're saying.
Is this part of the family?
It isn't.
Oh, all right.
But that being said, they wish he was.
So just another Bush?
No, it's another Bush spelled B-U-S-H, not B-U like S-H-E.
Oh, like Bush.
Yeah, like fucking Bush, dude. So his father worked at as a sawmill logger, and his mother was a nurse. After his parents divorced when he was 4, he was raised by his mother, Raymond. I'm trying to rush. He was raised by his mother in Raymond, Washington, where he worked at a sawmill. Yeah, look at that guy.
Yeah, looks like a guy.
Good old boy.
Yeah.
So he worked in the sawmill with some of his friends and dropped out of high school in 1943.
Okay.
In the same year, at the age of 17, January 5th, he joined the United States Naval Reserve. And this is during World War II. So he joined as an apprentice seaman.
Fun.
So Class V6 at Navy Recruiting Station, Seattle, Washington. After completing his recruiting training at all right, this really almost sounds like the F slur. Farragut.
Oh, you
Farragut?
Listen up, Farragut.
Yeah, you fucking Farragut's naval station training. Yeah, in Farragut, Ohio, or Idaho. Sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to get over how this is almost just basically a slur.
That guy growing up had a good time in school.
Yeah, he grew up in Niger. He was sent to and graduated from the Naval Hospital Corps schools in Farragut. You can't roll that G-U-T. You got to say Farragut. Yeah, you got to say gut. That's Farragut. A hard G. He was assigned to the Naval Hospital in Seattle before completing further training at the Field of Medicine School, Fleet Marine Force Training Center in Camp Pendleton in California. During his training, he was advanced to seaman second class, then to hospital apprentice second class, and on March 1st, he was temporarily advanced to hospital apprentice first class. Basically, he's climbing his way through the medical ranks. If you're talking about a medical emergency, try World War II. There's a lot of them.
Does some shit go south with this guy?
Yeah. On February 10th.
Basically, he's like, this guy's God, the end, close book.
Yeah, on February 10th, 1945, he was signed to Headquarters Company, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines, 1st Marine Division. Afterwards, he was assigned to G Company, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines during the invasion of Okinawa, which began on April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day.
Just kidding, we're not coming.
Yeah. It's Japanese guys being like, they said it was a joke.
It was supposed to be a joke. The ships are very real.
On May 2nd, he was wounded in action by shrapnel from 3 enemy hand grenades while attending to his wounded platoon commander and at the same time firing the lieutenant's rifle to protect the lieutenant himself and the rest of his platoon during an enemy attack.
That is pretty sick.
He was honorably discharged July 26, 1945. He then finished high school, married Wanda Spooner.
That's nuts to be like, then he went back to homeroom.
Yeah. So between him being discharged, graduating high school, and marrying a lady, he was presented the Medal of Honor by Harry S. Truman.
That's when men used to be fucking men.
On October 5th,
Zoloft,
1945, for his historic actions on May 2nd, 1945, in Okinawa, during the ceremony on the South Lawn of the White House. In total, 18 hospital corpsmen received the Medal of Honor for their service with the Marine Corps in wartime, including 7 corpsmen during World War II, but he was the youngest at the age of 18.
That's him?
Yeah. So this is the Medal of Honor citation given by Truman.
Bro, tell me he doesn't look like an older fruit, just a little bit.
He does definitely look like he frequents bathhouses and says, if you tell anyone, I will fucking murder you.
He does look like a guy that's like coming out was a little bit before his time, so he never really got to do that, and he just kind of lived 60 hard years.
He goes to Taiwan to sleep with ladyboys? Yeah, dude. He's like, you feel like the enemy, but I know you're a friend.
That's the type of single guy who goes to hedonism. That dude right
You're
there.
circling his chest, which I believe is a pattern shirt. It looks like dice. Is that dice on his shirt?
It's the pattern
He pulled
shirt.
up in his nicest Vegas shirt to like in front of a memorial of himself.
Yeah. I mean, you can be a fucking valorous fruit. You can be a fruit full of valor. That's all right.
Yeah, dude. That's kind of tight. So this is the citation given to him for his, Medal of Honor. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity.
Damn, if you were my fucking trumpet guy who announced shit before I came in, I'd shoot you in the back of the head. Here comes the king.
For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity.
Okay.
At the risk of his life, above and beyond the call of duty, while serving as medical corpsman with the rifle company in action against the Japanese forces on Okinawa-jima, Ryukyu Island, 2nd of May, 1945. Fearlessly braving the fury of artillery, mortar, and machine gun fire from strongly entrenching hostile positions,
okay.
Bush constantly and unhesitatingly
right.
He didn't give a shit. Moved from one casualty to another to attend the wounded, falling underneath the enemy's murderous barrages. As the attack passed over ridgetop, Bush advancing to administer blood plasma to a Marine officer lying wounded on the skyline when the Japanese launched a savage counterattack. In this perilous, exposed position, he resolutely maintained the flow of life-giving plasma. With the bottle held high in one hand, Bush drew his pistol with the other and fired into the enemy's ranks until his ammunition was expended. Quiet. Quickly seizing...
I'm having a mini allergy attack during this. I quietly, for those of you listening, just slipped the Benny on camera.
Did you fucking snort it?
No, but I threw it down the hatch.
Yeah.
It's in God's hands now.
And quickly seizing... so after his ammunition was expended, he quickly seized a discarded carbine. He trained his fire on the Japanese charging point-blank over hill, accounting for 6 of the enemy despite his own serious wounds. So he killed 6 guys while holding a blood bag, giving it to his officer, and just shooting a carbine with the other arm.
Okay, so he's Rambo while simultaneously, who are the Japanese guys? Clones? Can they not shoot again? You can't shoot one guy holding a colostomy bag?
the whole like rushing the enemy was like a super big thing back then. It kind of like caused like a little mental warfare. They're like banzai and like fucking just like rush at the enemy, everyone at once. But sometimes it wouldn't work when you got Robert Bush and behind the wheel.
When you got cold-blooded brothers,
yeah,
put a couple commie bastards down.
So charging point blank over the hill, accounting for 6 of the enemy, despite his own serious wounds and the loss of one eye suffered during his desperate battle in defense to help helpless men.
Switch to Ford Truck Month.
All right. With the hostile force finally routed, he calmly disregarded his own critical condition.
That's movie phone, but I'll take it.
Yeah, call 999 to see Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Wait, what is
Ford Truck Month?
It is Ford Truck Month.
And as all these Japanese slanty who's it's what's it's we're closing in. This
valiantly refusing medical treatment for himself until his Officer, patient had been evacuated and collapsing only after attempting to walk to the battle aid station by his own volition.
Yeah.
His daring initiative, great personal valor, and heroic spirit of self-sacrifice is the reason why he's Toyota Truck Month's Man of the Year.
All right. So he put down a bunch of guys while saving his commanding officer?
Yeah. And so he was the youngest person in World War II to be given the Medal of Honor. He founded, after being in the war, Bayview Lumber Company at the South Bend in 1951 and Bayview Red Eye Mix at Elma, Washington, building both into multi-million-dollar businesses. So he basically got he was the youngest person in World War II to receive a Medal of Honor and then became a multi-millionaire later on based off of his lumber experience.
So basically what I'm hearing is...
Yeah, this is the statue that was commemorated in his honor.
First of all, you made it sound like he had a fucking Tommy gun strapped to his shoulder.
He did.
No,
he fired
it's a 9/11 that he
No, he fired shots with a pistol, and then he picked up his carbine and then used the shots. He used that to kill the rest.
Well,
6 people. While he's holding up a blood bag into this guy's arm, he's firing hip firing a carbine at rushing Japanese. It's crazy.
Well, either way, all this tells me is... You definitely can make something of yourself after the military, so stop creeping me out on my way to take the A train in the subway station, you fuck.
Why don't you take an aside with one of those guys? Be like, no, let me tell you. You ever hear about Robert Bush? You ever hear about Robert Bush? Huh? Why don't you take some initiative?
That's such a horrible joke. I'm just kidding. I'm playing around.
Yeah.
Kind of, not really. Anyway, hey, let's get...
Every time you go by a sleeping... I've seen this in real life. Every time Daniel goes by a sleeping homeless veteran, he gets out a bugle and goes... and they all stand at attention. And he says, "Go follow your orders, you war criminal," and kicks him in the nuts.
Your mission is to find copper wire, and copper wire only. Sir, yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Got with one sock and one shoe.
How many catalytic converters have you captured today, soldier?
Stupid. Here we go. Someone changed their name just now. This is great. Here we go. As always.
Can they tell we're recording?
Who?
They just changed their name right now?
People are really good at doing it almost right around the time we record. If you do ever want to change your name, usually do it before a Tuesday or Wednesday at 5 p.m. We record during the middle of the week. Anyway, coming in proud.
Daniel, this is a Friday.
My fault. Sorry, the inside of my mouth feels like a dragon fruit. I don't know if you can contextualize that, but that's the back of my throat feels like.
Are you...
I'm having an allergy attack.
I thought you were having an allergic reaction to something.
All the same. All right, look, here we go. I'm having
Your throat closing?
It's seasonal Judaism. Here we go.
Are you sucking on a Benadryl? I can hear your mouth.
This is from...
Do you need an EpiPen? What's going on with you?
This is from Mara. This is from Mara. Daniel, you can do it. I believe in you. Is this place bugged? Did she see me just dying in real time?
Yeah, you're trying to... You got peanut butter mouth right now.
Daniel, you can do it. I believe in you. Schwarzer, Krusenbrand, Mushi Junki. Someone else changed theirs. Kobatero, we appreciate you for upgrading to a follower of Gus. Nacho Man, Snacky Savage, you're my personal favorite. Michael Wellwood's back. Nice to have you again. Carl is still legally married to Cody Neary for tax purposes. And this is the new one. Proud Guslanite and Tristan, praise Gus and Tiny.
Oh, hell yeah. Shout out to both of them. What's up, pinheads? Let put that out there.
What would my...
Let's hear more pinheads in the chat.
What would my... You don't
have fans.
A couple of gaggles.
You don't have fans.
You got a couple of fucking incels.
And that's all that matters.
That's all the time we have. That's all the time we have today. Look, tell a friend about the cast. Join the Patreon. Keep your girl safe. It's getting crazy outside. Niggas are starting to walk around shirtless. So see you next week.
Bye.
Bro, dudes are outside.